Good morning and welcome to day 127 on the Pacific Crest Trail. Today I am starting from Fire Creek Pass at mile 2522.7. Sunrise on the pass this morning was unreal. Then I had a lovely swim in Mica Lake. I have a much different memory of Fire Creek Pass from last year because when I got to the top, I could see fires popping up all around me. And I had just heard that there was a fire closure ahead that would block my way. But this time was unbelievable, pure joy and pure amazement. That swim in Mica Lake was pretty cold. It is now September 16th, and therefore the lakes are colder than they have been previously along this journey, but I still managed to get myself in that water and then stand in the sun to let it warm me up. And now I am descending towards Milk Creek. And I remember this section very well from last time because the way down and mostly the way up on the other side were so overgrown, it wasn't even enjoyable. It was just insane. So we'll see how it is this time around. A lot of hikers have been through there, so I imagine it has been trampled down quite a bit. The goal for today is 29.6 miles to get to Miners Creek. There's a nice big campground there, and that'll give me 5,700 feet of climbing and 7,500 feet of descent. It's supposed to be all sunshine today, so let's get to it. There has been a lot of blowdowns along this descent, and I know that there's more coming too. Ooh, another one. Some big trees too. It's pretty wild to think that I have only 6 days remaining on the Pacific Crest Trail. I'm now getting pretty close to Milk Creek, and this is the section I recalled being super overgrown. It doesn't actually look too bad yet, but all these plants are wet, and so when I walk by and brush against them, I am just absorbing all that water in my clothes. But at least, like I said, it's not that overgrown. This is great. The water is actually fairly refreshing. And then after crossing the creek, the trail goes up, switchbacking all the way up this mountain here. That wasn't bad at all. I've heard from Snack Daddy, who said there was a machete being passed around from Nobos to Sobos, and they had been clearing some of the overgrowth and passing the machete along to hikers going the opposite way, and then vice versa. So that made a huge difference. So yeah, there's a pretty big creek down here. I'm not in need of any water because I still have tons of water that I collected last night. This creek, the water is pretty silty, so I would rather not collect any water here anyways, so it works out. Let's begin the climb, shall we? This is so much better already than I remember it from last time. Thank you. This will be a breeze. You can see here the prehistoric sized ferns all throughout this section. I'm 6'5", and this thing is literally taller than I am. So cool. Right here is Fire Creek Pass where I was this morning. Worked my way all the way down in this valley, and now I've worked my way up to here, and I'm nowhere near the top of this one. I still have over 2 miles to go to get to the top of this climb. Whee! And I'm done the climb out of Mill Creek. That was tough. That climb is about 4.8 miles and has roughly 45 switchbacks. It's time to sit down for a little bit, and I'm gonna make myself a bagel with jam. That's been my motivator this whole climb. I told myself at the top I had earned my bagel. Cheers. These always hit the spot. I was hoping to have my lunch up on the ridge, but it was way too windy, so I made it down to a tent site just a little bit lower, and now I am beginning the 9-mile descent to Seattle Creek. And then after that, there's a little bit of a flattish section, and then we're crossing the creek, and eventually I will start climbing all the way to my camp for the night. But before all that is this long descent with tons of blowdowns on the way. Whoa. That is a big tree in the way. Ooh-wee. Oh, we got more coming up. Step over here. Boom, step there. It wasn't long until we have a few more blowdowns. Blow down limbo. A lot of pileups. Whoop. Oh, this is pretty fresh. Thank you to the trail crews. You guys are awesome. This section leading to Suiattle River is so cool. Just so many old growth trees around here. This little grove makes you feel so small. Look at the size of this tree here. Whoa. Massive. Quite the extensive bridge here over Suiattle River. It's a super big bridge. This is just a section leading up to the bridge. The river is currently raging, probably because of the rain the other day. Last year when I walked the trail that went down here, there were fires up on this mountain here. You could see the trees that are burnt. And so I had no idea I was walking below fires until I got on this bridge and could see flames and the smoke. It was pretty wild. It is currently 4:30 p.m. and I still have 8.5 miles to go with 2,700 feet of climbing to my desired camp spot. So it's gonna be another 7:30 p.m. kind of day. Yeah, it's gonna feel good once I get there. I don't remember if it was this bridge last year. I don't think so. This looks way too new. Very nice. Fun fact, last year I camped here on day 85. Today is day 127. Slight bit of a difference. And now it is uphill for the next 4.7 miles. I'm almost at camp now, which wraps up day 127 on the Pacific Crest Trail. What an awesome day. Some pretty crazy obstacles to get through, but got it done. Feels great that that section is behind me because it's been in my head for quite some time now, knowing what was coming. But I am ending my day at mile 2,552.3 after a 29.6 mile day, accomplishing the goal that I had set for today. I will be there shortly after 7 p.m., so earlier than I thought, which is great. There should still be some daylight. My legs have been feeling pretty tired today. There's been a lot of up and down in the past few days. But it's no worries, they still have some juice in them. And tomorrow I will be getting to Stehekin later in the afternoon. And that is super exciting because that is my last resupply on the Pacific Crest Trail. What a wild journey this has been. But that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me on this adventure, and I will see you tomorrow.